We are live. We are live. We are live. See, I didn't do that last time, and Josh was very upset. Welcome to
I
the
was
Review.
screaming, crying even.
Welcome to the Review Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. That is the great Josh Tariff over there. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. I'm still just tired of a long night of some TV tapings.
Oh yeah,
last night, but all good things, and trying now to do this podcast with you to think of good things to talk about.
Well, I'm not gonna have any good things, so you make sure that you have all the positives.
See, now you're just putting more work on my plate.
Yeah, listen, you're the one that has the insight. You're the pro. I am the novice here that just goes off of raw emotion. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason to how I feel and why I think about things, and that's fine. Okay, nobody's gonna pull my credentials. You, sir, oh, the pro. Now you said that you had a long night, and it's good when you're doing things that are productive. You're not upset when you're tired after, right? Because it's like, that's a good tired.
Oh, it's a good tired. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good tired. So, don't complain about how tired you are, because I'm not going to listen. We have a lot to discuss. We're not going to talk the Smackdown stuff. We are going to mention some things that happened on the show. We are going to mention some things that happened on Monday Night Raw. As bad as I don't want to talk about it, we are going to. There are some other stuff that are going on as well. We're going to talk about previewing Saturday night's main event. WWE may be revamping something. Got to talk about that. Very, very interesting, and I'm very excited about it. So, Mr. Tavern, where do you want to start, sir? Obviously, we'll have to start SmackDown.
Yeah, we'll definitely start SmackDown, and I want to lead off with something that is being glossed over.
Okay.
Over these last few weeks, and I mean, and you and I are just as guilty about glossing over this as anyone else. But I haven't seen anybody bring it up about certain segments that have happened the last couple weeks, and they involve Sami Zayn and Johnny Gargano. Yes, he's still there. Johnny, for whatever reason, they've had him in this story now for literally pushing like 3+ months of him just laying down in like a plank position, motionless on various things.
Right.
Doesn't wrestle, doesn't talk. Somehow, though, gets from location to location. Like, that's the part I'm
in the plank position, or
that's what I'm like. I mean, I know Candice LeRae is very strong,
right?
But like positioning him in cars and planes and to get wherever,
she might have one of those like very high hand carts that she can
maybe
kind of like shovel him onto. Yeah,
maybe. But it's been like just a giant head scratcher of what's going on with him, or is this like how we're gonna have him, quote unquote, like waste away until the contract ends? However, these last couple of weeks, he's been having interactions with Sami Zayn, and we know this story with Sami that you and I are not both big on by any means. But it's been like, pushing at Gargano with Sami talking about, like, you and I are kind of cut from the same cloth because, we're all about this. We have like our ride or die type fans and this and that. And all of a sudden, we were starting to see facial reactions from Gargano. It's like whatever Sami is saying is, quote unquote, waking him up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to have me ponder, is like, oh, so is this something that we're going to try to develop some type of alliance between Gargano and Sami based on, hey, they were the like the fan favorites, like the ones that fans like were pulling on their heartstrings, the ones that everyone would be rooting for, and now they're nothing. So it's almost like, oh, are we trying to do some type of rejuvenation with them? And then if so, how the hell are we doing that? Are we going to do it where they're just going to kind of form a tag team? Are we going to do something where they're going to try to push each other as kind of like, a very not I'm using the phrase two-man power trip, which obviously they're not Austin and Triple H two-man power trip. But as far as to try to like compete and push each other to do things, I'm just excited that, hey, maybe we're actually doing something with one of the most talented wrestlers on their roster in Johnny Gargano.
You never know. Or another element that you didn't really hit on is that maybe Sammy is starting to put together some type
His
of
own
cast-off stable.
Sure.
Yeah. Either way, it's intriguing. I am more intrigued with that than I am anything that he did with the gingerbread garbage.
Well, it's definitely better than that, and we'll get into it momentarily. But then you had Cocky, like another mascot, come out with Trick Williams, because I guess Trick Williams just has to have mascots with him at all times.
He just has to have the gimmicks. That's just who he is, I guess.
Yeah, but what do you think in regards to Johnny Gargano? I mean, we know we haven't been happy with how they've been using him for the last several months, but all of a sudden we got like a glimpse of, oh, we might be starting to finally do something with him.
My biggest thing is I hope they see it through, because we've seen this story too many times where, you know, rumor is contract is coming up or whatever it is. They're trying to keep the guy happy, have him resign because they don't want him to go to the competition. And it's just like, okay, we're gonna use you now. If you're really genuine in regards to having somebody who is funny, who can wrestle, who does have personality, and on a show that desperately needs more people that can wrestle, that do have personality, and can be able to do all of these things, yes, it would make sense to be able to insert him into some type of role, because he is a fan favorite. People do like Johnny Gargano, and he can get over no matter what he decides that he's going to do. He's proven that. So my thing is that I hope that they just see it through instead of trying to placate to him because his contract might be running out and they don't want him to go into AEW.
Right.
Because if that happens, then it's like, okay, you jumpstart this thing and then all of a sudden he's gone. And then where do you have to pivot then? Like, it's just, I don't like stuff like that. And it happens too often in WWE. So that's my biggest issue.
Yeah. So again, it's kind of a wait and see, because I mean, we've seen, we're starting to build someone, or a story is really starting to unfold, and then poof, they're gone.
Yeah.
So we just have to try to remain hopeful.
Be hopeful. Yeah.
Be hopeful.
You'll
be optimistic.
You know, I'll be
that glass is half full. And we'll see, because I mean, having a guy with the talent of Johnny Gargano be wasted away in these segments where he's laying down, not doing anything. There's a reason they called him Mr. NXT.
Right. He has some of the all-time matches in NXT.
I mean, if you pull up people's like top 10 best NXT takeover matches of all time, he's probably in at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm off the top of my head, I know there was an amazing one with Adam Cole. There was an amazing one with Aleister Black.
Yep.
There was
the one with him
with Andrade.
What about the one with him and Ciampa?
And then all the Ciampa ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and Ciampa against FTR.
Right.
I mean, I just named you 5 of the top 10 probably takeover matches of all time that involve Gargano. Right. So do something. Please.
Just give him a shot, because again, SmackDown is so bad that you can't get any worse. Like,
well, hold on. Hold on. You can have Royce Keys come out and sign a contract that his name is not on, which then awards him to be in a number 1 contender match, and then just lose clean.
Or you could have your star NXT call-up lose again in the second match of his, WWE.
Yeah.
main roster career.
Yeah, but they never do any of these things.
No, or hypothetically, you can have some type of horrible promo with the new group that's formed, and it doesn't forward the story at all for Saturday Night's main. But yeah, I don't know. It could get worse, but hopefully it does not.
Yeah. Hey, Trick Williams.
Can we be done with SmackDown? Can we? Let's just talk about Trick and how good he is.
Well, we want to talk about how good Trick is, but we haven't gotten much of an opportunity these last several weeks.
No,
because they've been hovering him around mascots, as we were just alluding to, and now at least okay, they clearly decided we are going full force babyface.
Yeah,
I don't want him to be a babyface.
Same,
but at least you made a decision.
Yeah.
So he has, like the homecoming event where he cuts the babyface promo. Little Yachty is suddenly now the babyface hype man with him. They get interrupted by Miz and Kit because the easiest people to cheer against are Miz and Kit Wilson. So more power to, and that's just how good Miz and Kit Wilson are.
Yeah.
So no matter who they're in the ring with, the crowd is going to hate them more. So another possible tag team, if they decide to pair them together. But Trick has a match with Miz. Trick wins. Very competitive match. It went a lot longer than I thought it would. But the key thing that I found the most interesting in all this, not the fact that it was a homecoming celebration, not the fact that Trick Williams babyface, not the fact that he had a match with The Miz, was the connection where they were in, I can't remember if it was Columbia, South Carolina or Charleston, South Carolina. It was South Carolina. Trick's hometown. Is it Charleston?
Yeah.
Trick, homecoming, they have towels, like Trick towels now out there cheering him on. His family is ringside that they kept panning to. He got the big homecoming SmackDown moment. Monday Night Raw is in Greensboro, North Carolina, where the other young rising star that came up the same time as Trick Williams, Javon Evans, that is his hometown. And he was on Main Event and not even on the Raw broadcast.
It goes to show you the tiers of the two, right? So both guys are talented guys. Both guys are the future of the company. Trick is just more of the present future for the company.
Also, I saw it came across like on my TikTok. I believe it was Javon Evans' mother made like a nice like TikTok video of like montaging everything with him at his hometown. They were not ringside. They were like, the family was definitely higher up seats.
Yeah.
They were backstage and stuff like that, but it was just so interesting. Like the difference in dynamic. I was saying, Trick got the towels, the huge like celebration, parents at ringside. Trick Williams had nearly the first half hour of the show.
Yeah.
Javon wasn't even on it.
Right.
And I understand Trick, the way they're presenting them, is definitely a bigger star than Javon. So I'm not expecting Javon to get the entire first 30 minutes of Monday Night Raw.
But at least give him a match.
But you would have thought he would have had a match on Raw.
Right.
So the crowd to go nuts when Alicia Taylor says from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Right.
And he could even lose the match.
Right.
But to still give him that moment, if you gave all that to Trick, why were you not giving anything to Javon?
Yeah. And again, it just shows how like they just have like the horse blinders on. It's just, oh, Trick is so good. Say, but yeah, you know, Javon is good too. It's different good, but you know, you've brought this kid up way too early, in my opinion. But you brought him up, and you need to continue to try to develop him and make sure that he's a focal point on your TV. not necessarily not having him on your TV. That doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
So now we switch gears to Raw, and you talk about I mean, that's part of our jobs that we make.
I'm just asking.
Incredible. We make it, and we have incredible salaries doing this job, by the way. So it's only fitting that we get our pay. That we get to our pay window.
Yes,
as they say, if you will. And I found this fascinating as far as the beginning of Raw, because we did a recap, of what happened last week, as they normally do, where the big story on Raw was Roman showing up, demanding his title that he didn't bring with him. Adam Pearce sees him outside. Hey, we're going to fire him. No, not until he does this. And then they show the highlights of the segment that we touched on last week with Roman and Fatu. They fight again, blah, 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 blah. Well, how does this Raw then begin after we did the recap of last week? Roman pulls up, demands the belt. Adam Pearce shows up, says he's going to fire him. Roman said, no, not yet. I need to take care of business. I'm like, do we just... But the recap to put this and what?
Rinse and repeat. That's all it is. Go ahead, Josh. Continue.
The only difference was all of a sudden then they hit Fatu's music and he got to the ring first.
Right. Which upset Roman very, very
much.
much.
Upset Roman. But somehow Roman did not get there before the Usos got out there first.
No. Because you have, the chairman of the group is very upset.
Where then Fatu again takes out both Usos, and then once Roman comes out, then all three of them were able to take him down.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're done with him. And Adam Pearce out there, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna get to fire him now because I have permission. The boss has permission to fire someone. But then Fatu grabbed the mic and did exactly what you and I said would happen last week. Challenged Roman to the tribal combat match, where then Adam Pearce should have been like, no, you're fired.
Yeah,
no,
you're
done. You're done from everything. I'm not suddenly giving you a pay bonus to main event the next PLE.
Right.
And Roman's like, no, make the match.
Okay.
And Adam Pearce's like, all right, it's official.
Okay.
Make it make sense.
It doesn't.
But make it make sense.
I
know it doesn't, but make it make sense.
God, I can't. As much as I love to try to find a alternate universe where this makes sense, it doesn't make sense because you're pigeonholing yourself into one particular avenue, one lane. You have to have Fatu win.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm going to make sense of this,
yeah,
the only way that it's going to make sense is that you have to have Jacob win. Just because if you have him win, we have never had Roman. We had Roman and he went through his little thing of him chasing Ula, follow with Solo. This one feels a little bit more different because it actually feels realer and we can get what we've asked for between me and you of where the Usos need to go. So Fatu wins, Roman has to acknowledge, and as soon as he acknowledges Fatu, you call it double team super kicks from the Usos. Boom. That's different than what we're going to get, I'm sure, with Fatu losing and him joining this crew, and then what?
So yeah, to me it would be one of two ways. I mean, I much prefer the way that you laid out.
Yeah.
Maybe a slight adjustment to it would be, oh, he won, but then that Raw, Roman goes out there with the Usos and they're like, no, I will still always be your tribal chief. I'm never going to acknowledge you. And then the Usos do the turn and align with Fatu because he's now their tribal chief.
Right.
Or Roman wins, Fatu now becomes a part of it, but because he's such a much more of a monster and a menace than Jay is, Roman then starts treating Fatu as his right-hand man to make jealousy happen.
Right.
Either way, not crazy about.
Exactly, because we're literally just doing Bloodline 3.0 now.
Well, I got no problem with Bloodline stories, but the reason that I'm not crazy about it is you guys went out of your way after WrestleMania to have both Roman and Oba mention that they're coming for each other.
Right.
So if you're throwing either Roman losing the title or you're throwing the story of centering around the bloodline with Fatu joining and this or that and animosity again within the family, well, where is this path of Roman and Oba? Nowhere to be seen.
I don't, because you have to play this out past SummerSlam, which means that Oba and Roman don't get to meet up at SummerSlam.
I mean, that's what it's clearly appearing right now. So it's yeah, because I don't know which way I want this match to end, this tribal combat match to end. And it's not like me being like, oh, I'm intrigued by both sides. I don't know which one I want more. It's like, no, I don't know which one has to happen.
Right. And here's my other question too. If Fatu loses, okay, he joins it, but what happens after this? Like, how do they get to whatever ending they plan to get to? Like,
Fatu should never be a champion for a minimum a year after that if he loses this, because it's not like he would. Oh, you know what? I'll go after the U.S. title,
right,
or whatever, or Intercontinental title, and it's like, oh, I'll be a tag champ. No, that doesn't make any sense. I can't go after the world title because now I'm under Roman.
Right.
Now you don't obviously. Wrestlers don't have to always be going after titles. They can have other stories and roles. Yeah. But we know the ultimate goal for any wrestler should be to be a champion. So it then puts the damper on all of that. So, I mean, I'm with you. Like, the story makes more sense if they suddenly let Fatu win. I just don't see a world where they would actually do that.
Right. Because again, it's like you can play it out in regards to like, okay, Fatu is a new tribal chief. Roman doesn't want to acknowledge him, although he had to. Usos join Fatu. And then you can be able to have Roman maybe build up and maybe Zilla Fatu comes over. And now you have, but now what are you doing? You're literally just fast pacing another War Games, and I don't want to see a Bloodline War Games. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? So it's War Games
because then you still have Solo, you still have Tamatonga, you still have Talatonga.
Right. So it's like, how does all of this really play out? So again, I think that they've boxed themselves into a impossible situation where neither outcome is good.
Right.
And it sucks because you finally have Roman on TV every week, but it's just not good. Like, I didn't understand why right out of the gate after WrestleMania we needed this. We didn't have to have this right away.
We did not. You're right.
Like, there was so many other ways that they can be able to go. You didn't need this. I don't get it. I really don't understand the chronology here. I just don't, because it doesn't make Fatu. You're literally resetting him after everything he's done. You're resetting him.
I'm loving the words that you're choosing because you're making my segue so much easier.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what happens when you're a good teammate. Okay, it's like an alley-oop, and I come in
Oh, no, you were doing the lob.
Oh, I was doing the lob. So
Yeah.
there you go. So I gotta make sure I do the.
Yeah,
I'm knocking it off the backboard.
I'm bigger than you. I'm the Wemby here.
That doesn't mean anything.
I'm the Wemby in this pair.
And you have like a 13-inch vertical. Okay.
13 and a half.
Well, yeah. So I tossed it up there. So
you toss it up to me because when you're talking about, chronologically, and we're just in like repeat mode. Well, Obafemi, he's doing another open challenge, yet he is interrupted by the return of the man whose retirement papers have been filed.
Assaulted. I would say you used the word. He was assaulted.
You're right.
He was assaulted.
You're right because he's no longer on the roster. A fan jumped the barricade.
That's right.
And hit him with 4 F5s and proceeded to rip his jeans again.
Yes.
Shame on Wrangler or whatever.
I would hope it's not Wrangler, because if
better not be
Wrangler, they are getting a bad rap, because all of the dudes out there in the farm, they use them in farm work and doing all this cattle raising, and a guy comes and just does a couple of F5s and they just rip.
By the way, if it happened to be the same brand of jeans where it's now ripped at least 2 times,
yeah,
is that the type of thing that Brock could try to sue that brand for, like, embarrassing him?
Maybe.
I'm not. Let's get David Otunga on this or something, because I'm not a legal expert, but he would
need a legal expert here.
So Brock Lesnar shows up after he retired. You and I kept going, I don't think he's really retired, or is he retired? But then they switched Gunther to SmackDown and said the favor that Paul Heyman was doing was getting him over to SmackDown for a title shot. So like, oh, well, this was probably their turn, their audible, because Brock actually retired. And then Brock's not retired.
Yeah, this is basically Brock telling Triple H, I am not I do not want to be retired by Gunther. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is Brock choosing to retire. And TKO then saying, here's a giant pile of money. Please finish till SummerSlam.
Well, listen,
and Brock said,
salary, we're giving it to you
now. Right. Yeah, hey, we just released 15 main roster people. Here is all of their money.
I wouldn't put it past them, I swear.
Right. Seriously. And so then he was like, okay, but I don't want to wrestle Gunther.
Right.
Which, Gunther is the one that screwed the most out of this somehow.
Yeah.
Unless they do some sort, like, the only swerve that could be where it could still pan out is Gunther beats Cody at Clash in Italy for the title, and Brock beats Oba at Clash in Italy. So then, claiming to be like a number 1 contender, gets the title shot at Brock, like switches over to SmackDown for a few weeks. And Gunther's like, you get the shot if you retire for real, if I beat you. And then they do their match.
Interesting.
That would be the only way that all this could work. But if I'm focusing with Oba and Brock, here's where I'm like so annoyed.
You didn't like this at all.
I understand the shock. I understand the crowd popping and going nuts for it. Because anytime you see Brock, it's a shock. Anytime you see someone the size of Obafemi get thrown around, it's a shock.
Yeah.
You just had Oba beat Brock in 4 minutes. You just had everyone acknowledge that Oba was the next big thing. You had Michael Cole emphasize Oba was the next big thing on the commentary.
Yep.
Okay, they have another match. So if Brock beats Oba, which is most likely the scenario, now you're doing 50-50 booking, and now you're going to lead to a rubber match, which will presumably be SummerSlam. Which then, I think losing the second match against Brock would hurt Oba more than if he lost at WrestleMania.
Well, what if he lost? What if he didn't lose clean?
Well, then what like because like Heyman interferes or something like that.
Something happens.
It still makes Brock look very weak then that he can't beat Oba.
But that plays into still the retirement, right? Is that he's
so
desperate,
but and then
knows he can't beat him straight up, so he has to do something dastardly.
Right. And then the other side, let's just say Oba beat him again.
Yeah.
Well, now what does Brock do? He can't suddenly take the boots off again.
Yeah, this is another.
It's a lose-lose situation.
They've boxed themselves into an impossible corner.
Right. So I mean, we should just write in blood that Brock is somehow winning this match in Italy, and that this issue with him and Oba is not over. And again, it puts them in a box with Brock. It puts them in a box with Oba, because again, now he's not having a new feud with someone where he would win and then, work his way to Roman, whether it's a King of the Ring, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then you got Brock where, okay, if he wins, okay, well, what does this do with him and Oba? You got to have a rematch, because then if you don't have a rematch, then it's even worse. But also, how many more bookings is Brock going to have? How many more matches is he going to have between Clash in Italy and SummerSlam? Because there's only roughly 2 months. We know he's not going to wrestle on Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
So it's not like you would suddenly, he beats him. They have a rubber match before that, and then he gets a match with Gunther. No, that doesn't make any sense.
I have a good and a bad to this. I'm going to do my good first. The good is it's Brock Lesnar. I love to see Brock Lesnar, right? I don't give a damn when you get to see Brock Lesnar. Have Brock Lesnar on my damn TV. Don't care, right? Like, it was better than what he was doing in regards to Obafemi. This is much better than what they had him doing, right? That's where it ends in regards to the good. The bad is that WWE was not prepared for Obafemi the right way. And what I mean by that is that you have no monster heels that he can go against. That is a concern. You need to have guys that he can actually have matches with, that is going to have some type of believability going forward.
Well, you had that, but then they had him beat Rusev in 3 minutes.
Correct. So this is a problem. What I would have loved for them to do with the Obafemi Open Challenge is that no matter what town they're in, there would be some local monster wrestler that would answer the challenge. And at least you would have some guy that's the size of Oba, or maybe a little less, and you can still be able to have Oba squash him rather than squashing people on the main roster. That's how I would have booked this thing, because that's exciting. You're giving somebody a shot, and who knows, you may find a diamond in the rough where you can actually be able to sign them to a NXT contract or something like that, where now you can be able to start developing bigs. WWE doesn't have a lot of giants, and that's a concern. They have to start developing some guys to be able to kind of have some type of, thwart Oba at some point or whatever it is. You need to have something. Yeah. And they probably just looked at themselves like, okay, well, we just cuddled these people, and we have this bag of money. No monsters. Let's call Brock. So, yeah, I'm sure that's what they did, because that's their only fucking option at this point. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, there was no other path for Oba to keep going. Like, it was the way it was going. The challenge was DOA. It was DOA the way they had it structured. It just was. So if this is going to allow Oba to be able to have a premier match on a PLE, then have at it. We understand that he already faced Brock. If he loses, okay, cool. It doesn't really look that great, but at least it's something that he can be able to do that's like, oh man, that's somewhat interesting and it's gonna have somebody talking. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Let's try to get happy.
We can't
Like,
get happy on Raw.
No, there was one thing that we can definitely be happy about with Raw.
Okay.
Ethan Page's promo.
Oh my god, that guy's so good.
So now you want to talk, we were questioning how are you pushing this person this way or that way. But they know how to properly push people. It's just a matter when they choose to do it.
Right.
And they're choosing to push Ethan Page the right way. Why? This man has had, one singles match on Raw?
One.
And he is main eventing the Saturday Night's main event?
And nobody cares. And what I mean by nobody cares is that, like, it's fine. Like, we're good with it.
Right. Because he has instantly gotten over as, the pompous, arrogant, all ego. Hey, I look the part. I talk the part. I wrestle the part. I should be the face of this. And he says it, he's not like yelling or this and that. No, this is me. And thank you so much for this. Calling Michael Cole Mike. I don't remember ever hearing the last time, if ever, anyone like called him Mike, which is like,
No.
Like, that is just so simple. Why has no one like done that before? And even Michael Cole put it over. He's like, in my near 30 years here, I've never seen something like this. I've never seen someone like you. Dude's been on TV for a month. And 30-year Michael Cole is like, we haven't had anybody like you.
And he's kind of right, because this kid, if I can call him a kid, he's a very young man, but there's just something about Ethan Page. Like,
yeah.
He looks like a star. I was telling you, before we started the pod today, is that he kind of gives me a Rick Martel vibe. Like, Rick Martel just had this aura around him. Like, what I mean? He was just cool.
Yeah.
Ethan Page has the same type of deal.
Yeah. And I mean, he is the type of person that when he wins the IC title, it's not a matter of if he'll win it, whenever he wins it.
Right.
They will give him the long heel reign. Like, as in, hey, we might have him surpass
Gunther's.
I don't know if we'll get all the way to Gunther's 2-year reign.
Yeah.
But they'll have him pass Honky Tonk Man's 1-year reign.
Well, because then you can be able to really have him needle Honky Tonk Man as well. So that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that is going to be one of your key faces, not mean baby face, just face, that was going to be in your main event picture.
Yeah.
Between the IC title, world title, champ, whatever title match you have moving around, key rivalries for the foreseeable future. And they see it, and they are developing it organically.
Yep.
With his natural talents. And again, he's been on the main roster for 5 weeks, and he's main eventing one of their 4 or 5 Saturday night main event shows of the year.
Right.
That just shows how good he is and how high they are on him.
Right. Absolutely. And I think that they can be able to trust him in that spot, which is why they're giving him that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that they trust or maybe lack of, or just, don't understand the word trust. We found LA Knight.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Yeah. Oh, if you need to Google him. Yeah, it's spelled LAKNIGHT.
Oh, this guy?
Dummy. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Hey, he came back, and he was doing the shaking head of disapproval and disappointment to the Usos, making Jey Uso break on live television, and angry at them for being involved in the bloodline business, and then talked with them, and then I guess grabbed his bag and started leaving, and then saw Seth Rollins as he was leaving and got in his face too. more disappointment, and then just left the building. Because he didn't come out at the end in the Seth Rollins match, right?
No.
I didn't think so. So, all right, well, it's good to see he's still employed. But he had a whole bag with him, never used it because he wasn't in gear or anything, and left early before you're technically clocking out. So what? Like what?
I don't know. I have no idea what this was. I was watching, I was just like, what is the goal here? Like, well, I told you so, LA Knight. I am now miserable LA Knight. What is the angle here? Or we talked about this as well. Are you the new Aleister Black? Is that your role now? You're just gonna float around backstage and just talk to people?
If that's going to become like a yearly thing, like they yearly like put someone in that position only to like fire them right after WrestleMania,
yeah, like the firing chair. Like you ever heard about the firing chair at work, that they go ahead and put you in this chair and then everybody tends to get fired after a while? It's what it feels like. Like I've never seen a person be utilized in a way where they test the waters and see how the fans react to them. And then the fans react to them. And then they say to themselves, the fans reacted to them. Well,
we don't like that.
We don't like that. So we got to pull it back. I've never seen that before. Normally you get the other thing. Oh, we put them out there because we hoped that they would get a reaction, and boy, did we get a reaction. So we're just going to keep going. You know what it kind of feels like too? Normally, it's what they did with Jey Uso, isn't it? Is that they kept putting him out there. Hey, let's put him in the main event. And then the fans actually liked him. And then they said to themselves, oh, well, maybe we can put the rocket behind his back and just see what happens. And they actually saw it through. But LA Knight doesn't get that opportunity?
Nope.
Okay.
He's not in the bloodline.
Got it. Yes, he's not Samoan. He doesn't have that particular cachet. I get it.
Right. Granted, he is, he does have a bloodline because his sister is Maxine Dupree.
Right.
So, but yeah, this is the type of thing where, again, it's just like you mentioned rinse repeat earlier. It's been what, 2 years that LA Knight has only been involved either with bloodline stuff or Vision stuff. Like, LA Knight has not had a legit feud with one individual, since he beat Logan Paul for the U.S. title.
That's a fact. We talked about this, right? We said that we believe that LA Knight was the perfect candidate to go to SmackDown.
Yes.
Because they needed him.
Yep.
And
then they teased him and Gunther,
right,
which would have been different.
Yes. And because we did get a match between them with the John Cena Classic, but I don't know what to think about anything anymore. This is why the title, this is why the thumbnail said just more bad TV. So,
well, at least what I can say is we're done talking about Raw, as far as I know, unless there was anything else you wanted to bring up.
No, I'm good. Oh, there's one thing I'd like to bring up because I'm just in a foul mood. I like Sol Ruka. I do. I think she's very talented in the ring. But I remember calling Javon Evans the Black Jeff Hardy. She's the female version of Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, I can 100% see that. Yeah.
Spot on. Like, it's just, and I mean it. I don't mean it in a good way. I mean it in a way where it's just like, you really need to improve your mic skills. It's cringe to listen to Soul.
I mean, I wouldn't even say not even necessarily Jeff. I mean, Jeff Hardy makes a lot of sense, but it could just be like the new Lita.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's even better. That's even better. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Because Lita had terrible skills.
And interesting, this promo was better than last week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It was better, and hopefully that means that, hey, we're getting the work in with it, and it will continue to get better.
Hopefully it does. But did you notice that this match is a title match?
It is not.
Okay, because I saw something floating around, and I was just like, it better not be.
It is listed as non-title because the story is because Sol wanted it to be a title match, and Becky's like, you've lost your first two matches here.
Yeah.
Why should it be a title match? Now you got to prove yourself.
Something was floating around. I was just like,
so, as of right now, it's listed as non-title. Now, who knows if something changes?
I would hope not, please.
But let's get into the Saturday Night's main event, matches. We'll start with that one.
Yeah.
So being that it's listed as non-title of Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch, that means Sol Ruka is going to win the match.
She has to.
Right. And then they'll have a title match in Italy.
Yeah, because for few reasons, right? One, she's 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to get your young star a win, especially because Becky is who she is. This is not going to affect her. She's only going to build the storyline to Italy.
And she's incredible at getting people over.
Incredible. She's always been. So Sol Ruka definitely gets a win here.
Yeah. 6-woman tag team match. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss against Jade Cargill, Michin, and B-Fab. I mean, the one thing I will say, I'm really glad. Now, Michin has gotten some love on Saturday Night's main event because she was in the finals for the first women's U.S. title match that was really on a Saturday Night's main event. Michin's probably the most underrated woman on the roster.
Yeah, she's really good.
And then good for B-Fab. Been working on and now getting a Saturday Night's main event match.
Yeah.
Obviously, the story that they're trying to convey in this is continuing the feud with Rhea and Jade, and B, still continuing to tease the animosity of Rhea and Charlotte.
Right. And also keep the beef between Jade and Charlotte going.
Yeah. So I feel this match, obviously on paper, should not even be close. It should easily be Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa winning this match.
Yep.
For the sake of trying to continue to make Jade relevant, they have to win this match.
I agree because I believe, this is the cart before the horse, but I think that Jade has to go over in Italy.
I mean, it would make sense. So I'm gonna go against my natural intuition with this one. I'm gonna say, Jade, Michin, and B-Fab win this match.
I am with you. I am in lockstep, sir.
All right. Women's tag team title match. So women definitely getting love for the Saturday Night's main event show, which is cool.
Which is really good.
Paige and Brie defending against Nia and Lash Legend. Want Lash and Nia to win. They're not going to have Brie and Paige lose anytime soon. So Paige and Brie are going to retain.
I am going Lash Legend.
Are you?
Yeah, because I just want them to.
Well, I want Nia and Lash to win them back. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the thing is that bless Brie's heart, but Paige just needs to be by herself. She's too good to be saddled with this garbage. Seriously. Like, if you're going to bring her back in the role that she is best in. And she's best at being in the mix for the women's championship and, having really, really good personal feuds that are just, really captivating TV. That's where I want to see her, whether she wins the championship or she's on the quest, but just put her in something that we know that she can be able to excel in, because this ain't it. It really isn't.
What I find so fascinating, because Paige or Saraya, wherever, she's been on our screens for 14 years, 13 or 14 years. She's 33.
Yeah.
Most of the women on the main roster are older than her.
Yeah. So you can literally consider her still a part of your future.
Yeah.
Of your division.
You could.
Yeah.
Isn't it great? Like, you could have someone on your roster for 15 years, call them part of your future.
Crazy. That's going to be like Dom.
Yeah, because Dom's like right around 30 now, I think.
I don't even know if he's that old. Is
he? Now you got to make me look it up. Hold on. Once my keyboard decides to wake up, there it goes. How old is Dominic Mysterio? Dominic Mysterio is 29.
Okay, so you hit the nail on the head. Okay.
Yeah. So, and he just turned 29 last month.
Okay, so there you go. So he's been around a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, he's been around since he was like 6.
Yeah, but it was also wrestling like Paige. Yeah, Paige is 3 years older than MJF, and MJF is literally the future of the business, right? So you can literally put her in that same category because she still has a lot of great years ahead of her,
right?
You know what I mean? And she's talented. So it's the faster they can be able to move on from this is the better that she's going to be able to have, position herself to be in the mix with Becky's and the Rheas and the EOs and all these other people. Like,
right.
She just needs to get away from this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. World Tag Team Championship division, Logan Paul, Austin Theory defend against the Street Profits.
Oh, do we have to even talk about this?
It's one of the matches.
This is one of those matches where it's just like the what I was talking about the other day when we were talking about the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, is like winner leaves town, loser leaves town. Like, this is one of those things where it's just like, I don't care. I don't like, they're still doing the same bullshit with the Street Profits where Montez is still beefing with, like, it's just like, why? Why are we still doing this? If you don't want them together, then just break them the fuck up and just let both of them have some type of semblance of an individual career, because they both probably can be able to do it. You know what I mean? Maybe one more than others, but it's just, I don't care for the Street Profits.
Because the animosity that they showed on Raw, I was like, we're back to this.
Back to the same nonsense. And it's just like, if they lose, then it's going to keep drawing the wedge in between. And if they do win, where are you going with them? Every time they've won a championship, nothing happens. So it's best to just keep the championship on the vision, which I'm sure they're going to do. Street Profits don't win here.
I agree. Logan Paul and Austin Theory will retain. And there's another reason that I feel that, which we'll get into momentarily. See, that's what we call in the biz a tease.
Yes.
And then main event of Saturday night's main event. It's just funny to say the word main event twice like that. Intercontinental Championship, Penta defending against Ethan Page. As I alluded to moments ago, I said Ethan Page is going to hold on to that championship for a very long time when he wins it.
That doesn't mean that he's going to win it on Saturday.
Correct. Penta, he's going to attempt something that like backfires on him, maybe something involving Rusev.
Yeah.
And Penta will retain. And then maybe in Italy, he wins it.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I'll
we're
save
in
that to
lockstep
retain.
for this.
I think we agree for every match on this one.
Yeah, I am with you. I think it's not time to crown Ethan Page yet, and that's okay. I think it just furthers the story. And then if you want to go ahead and, but then if we're fast forwarding to Italy, then too many title changes are happening on one show, right? So I said that.
How many would be happening? I mean, the
Well,
possibility of
that
Fatu.
Fatu. I said that Fatu would has to beat Roman because it would make sense.
Okay.
And I said that Jade has to beat Rhea Ripley to win the championship. So you're gonna have three title changes on the same.
I mean,
card?
you could
because it makes sense to do so.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
So
we'll see. We'll see how. I'm honestly looking forward to this because people will be questioning this card because there's no Cody, there's no Roman, there's no Brock, there's no Cena farewell. You know, like there. Obviously, you certainly have names on this show, but they're not like, oh, your WrestleMania main event names. So how will they do? I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a night of really good wrestling.
Yes, and I think it's also good too because you can be able to kind of get a glimpse of what your future kind of looks like with things.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to start developing stars. You can't just keep going back to the well and keep playing the hits. Like you need to start developing people and starting to like have character arcs and all these other things. Like, you know, if you say that your competition is the movies, then well, you need to start fucking behaving like it and start developing some characters because right now you're not. Like there's no mid-card people that are really being developed. And you need to start doing that because that's how you're going to have a better show when your mid card is strong. WWE's mid card is not strong right now, so they need to start.
Yeah. So yeah, that wraps up Saturday night's main event, and then like one other item that I wanted to bring up because I brought to your attention that I saw this morning was news has been circulating that WWE is looking into ways of improving their tag team division. Now, granted, they're trying to find ways to improve their tag team division after they tried to force a New Day to have a pay cut. They released the Motor City Machine Guns. They released all of the Wyatt Six. They released most of the MFTs. They have thrown Berto and Angel over to Raw to just be job out. I feel like I'm missing at least one other team that either got broken up or is gone now.
Right.
But now they're like, hey, we should fix this.
No, it's only what, 20 years too late?
So we already touched on Miz and Kit. Maybe they're just going to start having them form a team. We already touched on Sammy and Gargano. Are they going to make them a team? And then news has also come out that one Enzo Amore has been seen working out in the Performance Center, as well as Big Bill, formerly known as Big Cass. His AEW contract is either close to or has already expired. So if they're talking about, you know, trying to revitalize tag teams and bring some others in, that is certainly a possibility of one. In addition, as I alluded to in my tease, you have Logan Paul and Austin Theory retain a Saturday night's main event. They then brag maybe that Monday and who comes out but Enzo and Cass as the next threats to Logan and Austin Theory, because Enzo and Cass never won the tag titles.
Right.
And also, Enzo cutting promos on Logan Paul is money. It'll be far more entertaining than Joe Hendry's song about Logan Paul.
I agree.
So, what are your thoughts of, hey, we just got rid of all these tag teams, but you know what? Let's build tag teams.
I think that it just goes into WWE's backward thinking. That you've spent so many years destroying the tag team division because, you know, I've heard Eric Bischoff say this as well. He's just like, you know, it's it's much more expensive to be able to have tag teams than it is singles wrestlers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And from a number standpoint, of course, it makes sense. But when you talk about the history of wrestling, you cannot tell the history of wrestling without historic tag teams and a strong tag team division. Pick whatever era, go into any era of wrestling. There's always going to be a strong tag team there. Somewhat of a strong tag team division there. At the height of WWE's, newly found popularity, the Attitude Era, look how many great tag teams were holding the stuff down. Right? Like, you talk about all of the great tag teams that were there, right? So tag team wrestling has always been a focal point of wrestling. So they need to find a way to get back there. NXT, old school black and gold. Look how many great tag teams were there. It wasn't just all singles wrestlers. You had such a strong tag team division that it really, really made the card a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Gave the card a lot more depth. So why the fuck wouldn't you have a strong tag team division? We love tag teams. Wrestling fans love tag teams. It's always been a thing. So just continue to try to advance it as best you can. Of course. It's not the TKO is not, it's not like they have this financial issue. WWE has never made more money than they've ever made.
Right.
They're making money hand over fist. They can be able to afford it if they want to.
Yeah.
They just don't want to, because maybe, just maybe, it just makes it exposes their writers just a little bit more. Because if you actually have a talented tag team division, that means that we have to do work now. We have to book a tag team division. They can barely book the fucking show as is. So, but you need a tag team division. Basically, that's how I'm looking at it. So hopefully this happens. Hopefully it's a good thing. And
then your thoughts with Enzo and Cass.
Oh, listen. I don't think that there was a hotter duo in wrestling at that time.
Oh, when they debuted, I was at their Raw debut.
Electric.
One of the loudest pops. Honestly, the only pop in a wrestling show that I can remember being at that was louder than that I was at the WrestleMania, I think it was 27? No. 23. 23. No, I'm all over the place. 33. God, I'm way off. 30. And when it was
10 years, Josh.
I'm old. I don't remember things. It was the one in Orlando when the Hardys returned.
Okay. Oh, that was a big pop.
That was the single loudest pop I have ever witnessed.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because everybody was literally shocked.
Yeah. And I was at the Ring of Honor show the night before when they lost a ladder match to the Young Bucks. And then 24 hours later, here they were at Citrus Bowl Stadium.
Right.
And winning the ladder match. You did 2 ladder matches in 24 hours at their age. And that was 10 years ago.
Right.
I mean, that's just nuts.
It is. It just goes to show you how talented those guys are and how loved they are.
Right. But that Enzo Cass pop was probably second.
Yeah.
That Raw the year before, the Raw after Mania, where the Dudleys were out there and then they show up.
Yeah. Yeah. They were so over, man. So it was a great gimmick, great characters. Everything was great about them. And obviously we know what happened with them. It should have never happened. It should have never got, released and all that other stuff. But if you can be able to bring them back, I don't know if the nostalgic feeling will be there for these new fans. You would hope so. But it's worth a shot, because what else are you going to lose? You need personalities. And they are lacking some personalities within WWE right now. So, an Enzo would be definitely embraced and embraced in a very good way.
Mhm.
Because I was a big fan. You're
Yeah.
soft, you're sloppy. Soft.
SAWFT soft, no less.
Soft. Yeah. So I mean, listen, hopefully Saturday night's main event is good. Like you said, we got some good wrestling matches, and hopefully we get some more clarity in regards to what's happening. Do you think that Seth Rollins interferes in the tag team match?
Only if Braun Breaker interferes first.
And then he ends up costing the Street Profits the titles?
I don't know.
Accidentally.
And that could be the case, but now that's going to then keep the Street Profits united.
Yeah.
So you could certainly do that. Now, the other way that you could do that is actually, now that I'm, saying it out loud, I prefer this more, is Braun comes out, Seth comes out, accidentally costs them, as you're saying. Dawkins is trying to forgive him. Montez isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a singles match between Seth and Montez.
Right. On Raw.
On Raw. Yeah, that won't be at the pay-per-view. But something in there. And then it's the type of thing where Braun comes out and interferes. Tez gets the win, which would be his biggest win of his career because of Braun. And Dawkins is disappointed in Tez while Tez is trying to celebrate. And then that continues to spike them breaking up.
I like that because I think Tez going heel is the best way forward for him.
100%. Montez should be a heel.
Yeah. And Dawkins should be a babyface because he has that look to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's just time for the Street Profits to just be done. And it's been a good run, sort of. And so hopefully we get some compelling TV going forward. That's my hope. Final thoughts, sir, before we have to get out of here.
Well, final thoughts would be, I know we got people who watch and listen to this that work in the world of wrestling, that are aspiring wrestlers or commentators or managers or whatever they want to do in wrestling. I have begun offering my promo and coaching services. So feel free to DM me on Instagram at the gimmick Instagram, i.am.christianrosenberg. And if you want to improve in your promo work, your character development, your timing, your placements, etc., we can make it happen.
Next week we'll have a actual graphic for you.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think of,
because you're not thinking. You're not a forward thinker. You should have had the graphic already made up so I can go ahead and flash.
Well, the graphic is made up. We just don't have it on our person right now.
Well, yes, but we'll figure that out.
You can see the graphic on my Instagram at i.am.christianrosenberg.
Yeah, it's a very good graphic too.
It is.
I am not so upset anymore because sometimes I do the show.
You just gotta vent it. Once you vent it,
I gotta get it out. But I was really down with wrestling. I was, I even told my wife, I said, "This is bad, honey. I'm not happy." She's like, "Oh my goodness, you're not happy? I'm sorry. Like, this sucks."
Wait.
Okay.
Did you just say I'm not happy and that's it? Because then you're making her think that she was the reason that you weren't happy, which is
no. She knows that when I watch wrestling, I'm just very miserable, and it has nothing to do with her. So
when I take the time to spend hours watching this, I'm naturally miserable. I like that.
Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, he's watching wrestling. He must be upset." So you need to just goes hand in hand. Until next week, we will be. Hopefully we get a better Smackdown because I just can't do it.
And Saturday night's main event.
Saturday night's main event. It will be a good show. I can guarantee that. Stay safe. Stay cool. Peace.